more tips. Don't raise chickens, raise ducks. Let me tell you why ducks are so much better than chickens. I mean, just look at the difference in the eggs, for one. Duck eggs have a harder shell, so they last a lot longer on your counter than chicken eggs. Ducks can lay all through the winter, and they can give you 250 to 350 plus eggs in a year, which is more than a chicken. Making a coop for them is so much easier than the ones you have. This content system will take all of your
Turn this little fucker on. Oh. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, and good evening. We're just getting ready to get started. Almost ready. Almost. We're recording down here, recording there, recording there, recording there, recording there, recording there, recording there, and we are ready to roll. Nothing. What's happening? Little jam music. Why not? Danny. What's happening, Danny? Thomas, Sam, Victor, Henry, Gary. Just getting started. Just getting ready. Just getting here. Alrighty. Alrighty. Let's get ready to roll. Matt Cheever. What's happening? Dark Mocha. Lovely name. Ronald Craig, Jill, what's happening this evening? Good evening, good evening. We're just getting ready to get started. Everybody's just getting here. Jersey's here. Way to go, Jersey. Dennis, what's happening? Gail, how are you doing over there? Nice to see you there, Miss Gail. Al, what's happening? Dennis. One Love, 360. Crypto Quarters. Huh. All righty, Crypto Quarters. Why not? All right, so let's get ready to get started. Good evening, everyone. My name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader, where I invest in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow, looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent trading strategy that gets me 1% every single week. Now, considering some of you guys may be new here, some of you may have been here before. If you did not know, I did create this trading strategy for my 9-year-old daughter back in 2008. Okay, for a 9-year-old, it had to be simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way for her to lose. 5 criteria. I had to take a very good look at that 5 criteria and come up with a trading strategy specifically for a 9-year-old. So here it is. Rule number 1. Never buy something you don't understand. If you don't know the risk and rewards for buying and selling stocks, you shouldn't be playing this game. There are risks involved, okay? There are opportunities to make money. There are opportunities to lose money. Nevin, how you doing? Patricia, how are you doing, Miss Patricia? Nice to see you. Girl Gone Crypto. Okay, Hans. Popeye wants to look at Prudential. Okay, I'll write it down. We'll take a gander at it. PRU, Prudential. All right. Carson, how you doing? Jay Moore, what's happening? All right, so as I was saying, 5 rules in order to create a strategy good enough for a 9-year-old. Rule number 1, never buy something you don't understand. Number 2, never sell at a loss. It defeats the purpose of the whole game. And yes, it is a game. It's made for adults. And there's risk and reward is involved. Rule number 3, make sure the company is consistently profitable. Now, when I mean consistently profitable, I mean 20 years or more. You can choose whatever you want, but this is my rules for me. A company that's 20 years or more consistently profitable. Rule number 4, weekly options only. Allison, I'm glad you're doing well. That's cool. You're up 20 grand. Nice. Good for you. Good, and how you doing, Carson? I'm doing wonderful, thank you. And rule number 4, weekly options only. Don't know if I said that already. However, week number 5, it is going to be make sure the numbers work. If you buy something, if you sell something, and know what the risk's going to be involved beforehand, know what you're going to profit beforehand, make sure it makes sense. Always make sure it makes sense to you. You're buying, you're investing, you're looking forward to your future. This is what we're doing. Okay, this is what I'm doing. Now, the reason why I'm doing that, I'm 61, I'm retired. I've been working since 1973. I put in plenty of years. I think I'm entitled to retire if I can. Now, I don't have to. It's just, I don't want to go back to work. Is that weird? I have things that I want to do before I depart this nice little experiment. All right. So this nice little experiment called life. Yep, 61. There's a lot of stuff I want to do while I still can. That being said, let's just jump in, get started, and let's see what we can do simply, safely, predictably, and consistently. That's what I'm looking for, a 1% every single week. I know it doesn't sound like a lot of money, but to me, 1% per week comes to over 50% per year. So all that money I accumulated over the 30, 40, 50 years of my working life, well, now it's paying off. So, whether you want to agree to it, whether you're happy with it, whether you're okay, whatever you come up with, eventually you are going to retire and money is going to have to come from somewhere. Okay? I'm not going to ask my children for money. I'm not going to have them be responsible for me as I get older. It's part of becoming a man, part of becoming an adult, to be able to be responsible for your own bills. Okay? That's just the way it is, way I was brought up. So I like to take care of my own bills, have a little bit left over to help out my kids, my grandkids, blah, blah, blah. That kind of nice, neat, fun stuff. Nizar, do you have a booklet or something I could get? Nizar, I've actually written 14 books. If you go to the website, there is free information there. I mean, it basically explains everything you need to do in order to do what we do. But you don't need a booklet. Just sit and listen, because I'm going to tell you everything you need right here. So I'm not going to ask you to buy something. Okay, you're not going to have anything to buy by the end of this. It's just me sharing information. Yeah, if you go to the website, you're on Instagram. So somewhere on Instagram, there's the bio with all the links to all my social media, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, there's stuff there if you want to buy it, but I'm not trying to sell you anything. Just want to let you know that. It's a simple strategy created for my daughter. Let's take a look at it and let's see if it makes sense. That's your number one. Jeff Jurassic, how are you tonight? Hugh Mungerson, 1% a week would be awesome. Well, sit back, relax. Now, don't think it is actually that easy. No, because you do have to put some effort into it. All right, so it's just like creating a new habit. Okay, you get up in the morning, you get dressed, take a shower, shave, brush your teeth, make breakfast, have coffee, watch the news, listen to the... I want to say watch. Let's say watch the news, listen to the news, read the newspaper. Some people have that ritual. Well, here you're just adding one more ritual. Okay, 5 to 10 minutes. It's all it really takes to take a look at what position where your money is. A book on how to set up Thinkorswim would sell. All right, Doc, if you have any ideas or a question you might have about Thinkorswim, I'll be more than happy to show you. I did make videos a few years ago on how to set up your trading account, but it's always going to depend on what is it you're trying to do. Okay, because there's so much information. Now, I've been using Thinkorswim. This is Thinkorswim. I've been using Thinkorswim. It's a trading platform for over 20 years. Okay, I've been trading for quite a while, since the 90s. Now, the funny thing about Thinkorswim, about 90% of all the stuff in here, I have no clue about whatsoever. The stuff in here, I have no clue. It could probably help my trading, but I grew up in a manner in which, if it works, leave it alone. Okay, I like to stick to the basics. If it works, leave it alone. So fine, it works, I'm leaving it alone. I'm not looking to distract myself. I get offers to come in every single day. I take a look at the headlines and, oh man, that would be great. But then I think to myself, no, stay focused on what you're doing. Because I have that shiny object syndrome really bad. I do. I get distracted easily. So this here is a hobby of mine. I do it every day. I enjoy it. I like helping people. Okay? So I'm glad you like that, Nazar. Let's keep on keeping on. I compete. I completed, understand, it's complicated. Yeah, Doc, it is complicated. So the thing is, Doc, what I always tell people is work the equation backwards. Mark the Realtor, how are you today? We're going to take a look at Riley in a little bit. I wrote it down. We'll take a look at it a bit. Now, Mark, some people are under the impression that I sit in front of my computer all day. I have no clue whatsoever happened in the stock market today. None. Okay, I jumped in this morning. I took a look at all my positions. The market opened. We took a look. Boom, done, over with. We'll see what happens today. It's actually that simple. Okay, I don't want to be consumed by this. This is not something I do more than 15, 20 minutes a day. Bro, you needed to get a job. I had a job since 1973, but I appreciate that very much. Is that plan in the summer? No, the plan for the summer is get a boat and go up to the lake up in Maine and just chill on a boat all summer long. That's the plan. Is it going to work out this year? I don't know. I've been trying to do this for the past 4 or 5 years. I just can't find someone who wants to go do it with me. It's not as easy as you think. You know, getting a boat, that's the easy part. Getting the boat to the lake, that's the easy part. Okay, finding someone who wants to be with you all summer long on a boat while you float around, you know, because when you think about it, wind, rain, anything you can imagine Mother Nature going to throw at you, they're going to do it. And then you're going to be on a lake just living on a boat. Okay. How do you decide to exit a position, and do you sell after hours Friday or next Monday? Oh, 404. No name found. No username found. Cool names. Top Dad Baby, how can you tell if it's a weekly option using Yahoo Finance? Wow, that's a good question. I honestly don't know, because I don't know. Does weekly options on Yahoo Finance? I don't even know if you can find that out. Well, maybe you can. Oh, I remember now, because I used to do there's some research when you're doing your trading on Yahoo. You actually have to go into the trading part of Yahoo. And then you look at the numbers, and it'll tell you whether it's a weekly option or a monthly option. Which lake in Maine? I like China Lake. I'm thinking Moosehead Lake, way up. I think it's 44 miles long and 22 miles wide. It's a big ass lake. And there's some nice towns in that area. Greenville's nice. I haven't been to the other towns. I just like the one there. Anyway. All right, so let's keep going. I got a couple of boats in mind. That's the easy part. The hard part is coordinating with other people. And I do plan on getting one of those Starlinks this summer to take with me up to the lake. So I'll be broadcasting from a boat on the, hypothetically speaking. This is all wishful thinking at this moment in time. But we'll see as time gets a little closer. Retirement is great. Every day is a Saturday. Oh, I wish it was that easy. Get a job. Mr. Ayub. Hey, hey, I appreciate you being concerned for my well-being, but I have enough to get by, okay? And I don't want to take employment away from someone who needs it. Okay, me, I've been contributing to society since 1973. I've had plenty of jobs. I've done plenty. And I don't think the world really needs me to be working, okay? I don't know anybody. Well, yeah, it's a funny thing, because people do call me and ask me if I still want to do some work. All right, so let's see what we're looking at this evening. At this moment in time, it's up on the board. We might as well take a look at it. Advanced Auto Parts. I do have some of this. May not have been the wisest idea to get in when I got in, but you know what? The numbers were right there. I liked the stock a couple of weeks ago. All right, let's go back. Here we go. All right. Now, first and foremost, I have a routine, so to speak. Every time I look to do a trade, it's always in the same manner. A plus B plus C plus D gives me to E. You know, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the same all the time. I take a look at the stock. First thing I want to see is the 1 year chart. I want to see 5 things, and it should take 3 seconds to see it. I kid you not, 3 seconds. Tell me how long this takes. High, low, look at the direction. Up, down, sideways, down. Okay, that's not that difficult. It should take you about 3 seconds, and you can see it in your eyes really quick. High, low, up, blah, 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 you know, that type thing. But that's what I'm looking for. So what am I looking for? I want to know where the high of the year is. I want to know where the low of the year is. I want to know where is it right now as compared to where was it a year ago at this time. Well, we're here now, 33.63. A year ago today, we're around 74. Well, that's a big difference. It's a 50% drop. Okay, a 50% drop in price. And people say, well, watch out for the market. It's going to drop. Well, it already dropped 50%. How much further down do you think it's going to go? It's a good question because she is in a downturn at this moment. And we are actually at the bottom of the year today. So this is an opportunity that comes once in a very long time. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, people are always saying, well, I wish I bought it at the bottom. Well, stay tuned. It will be here any day. Seriously. The high of the year is there. So far, the bottom of the year is today. Now, I don't jump in at the bottom because I don't want to be the one who tries to pick the bottom. Okay? I wait for it to turn around, go 2 days to the upside. So that way say, all right, other people other than me think it's going to go up. So yeah, I'll do that one. Okay? But yeah, for advanced auto parts, I'm eager to see where the bottom is. Now, I did jump in and buy some at 44. Feel a little awkward now that it's at 33. That was like $10 ago. It's what it is. So yeah, it's an opportunity. Okay, I saw it falling. I thought the bottom would have been here, but it's not. So let's keep on keeping on. What stock is this? Oh, you just joined? Avery, this is Advanced Auto Parts. Pat Dan Mac has been finding the bottom in the past few weeks more challenging. Absolutely. But Pat, you know what? Look at it this way, Pat. Tomorrow's coming whether you want to admit it or not. Okay? If it doesn't hit the bottom tomorrow, guess what? Next Monday's coming. You cannot stop it. So next Monday could be the bottom. We don't know. Today could be the bottom. We just don't know until it turns around. And it will, because that's what stocks do. They go up, they go down. They go up, they go down. That's all they do. Okay, I really don't think Advanced Auto Parts is going to disappear in the next 3, 4, 5 weeks. Okay, this is a little too big of a company to disappear overnight. Don't get me wrong, companies have done that, but I haven't heard any bad news about Advanced Auto Parts, so I'm not too worried about it. All right, so that being said, like I admit I do own some at 44, which is, let's get it in a little bit closer. So a year ago, we're at 72. The high of the year, which was the end of March, was 88.42. Okay, she drops down. Look at the last 90 days. Now, I do the 1 year chart. I take a look, the high, the low, all that kind of stuff. And then I go to the 90-day chart. Same thing. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? What's the movement? Sideways and down. That's basically what it's done in the last 3 months. Okay, fine. So let's see. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Where do you think it's going next? As soon as it finds its bottom, we're going to take it for a ride to the upside. They just closed a bunch of stores. Alrighty, well, the one down here and where I live, they haven't closed any stores. So I honestly don't know. Oh my goodness, Simone is here. Let me try that again. Simone, how are you doing tonight, my dear? Glad that you're here. Thanks for stopping by. All right, so I do get some. I don't mind holding on to it. I will see what it does in the next couple of days, next couple of weeks. I'll just keep an eye on it. That's all. That's about all you can do. You take advantage of it when it hits the bottom, turns around, goes up. You take it for the ride to the upside. Okay, fine. When that happens, then what? Well, you take your profit, you get out, go home. Easy, easy, easy peasy. I love Palantir. Top 3 coolest companies on earth. Cool beans. No more Walgreens covered calls. Just went private. Ooh, Jeff, I'd like to find out what happens there. That's kind of a bummer. Because usually when they go private, they buy out all the investors, which means if you get some Walgreens, if he's right, okay, you're gonna get cashed out. I mean, that's basically it. You own the stocks. Oh, we're buying the stock. We're going private. Too bad. There's nothing wrong with that. I just got to find another stock to play with, which is kind of a bummer. Walgreens was one of the few stocks that was up today and yesterday. Just sold yours? All righty. Damn, I wonder how that works. That's a serious question. I wonder how it works. If you own a stock, right, at a certain price, company buys it out, but before they buy it out and go private, you sell an option against it. So whoever has the right to buy it from you, okay, how do they factor into it? Because they don't own it yet. They just have the opportunity or the rights to buy it. That's a good question. Okay, Jimmy, we are going to be looking at Riley in a little bit. Clean up my glasses. What do you think about SoFi? Oh boy. Hugh, I'm going to write SoFi down. We'll take a gander at it and I'll give you my opinion. You may not like it because if you like SoFi, you're not going to like what I have to say about it. Sorry. Okay, but you got to remember, I have a certain way of doing things for me. I don't give advice. I don't give tips. I don't tell people what to do. I just give what I'm doing. That's it. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. I'm just asking. Hugh, that's why we're here. You're asking, and I'm going to tell you what my opinion is. And I'm going to show you numbers. I'm going to show you facts. Okay, I'm going to show you facts, and then you take a look at those facts, and you figure out how you want to interpret them. Okay, because you may not have the same goals that I have. You may not have the same risk factors that I have. I'm just going to show you the numbers and let the numbers speak for themselves. And then you decide, is this something that I should keep, something I should get rid of, something I should keep my eye on, something I should stay away from? There's a lot of ifs, ands, and buts about the whole scenario. G wants to take a look at CLS. I have no idea what CLS is. CLS. All right, well, let's take a gander at it. All right, so that's Advanced Auto Parts. Next on our list is going to be CRWD. What the heck is CRWD? Isn't that crowdfunding, something like that? CRWD. It helps if I had it right there. CRWD. CrowdStrike. Okay. CrowdStrike. I have no idea who this company is. No idea what they do. Well, let's go and take a look and see how wonderful they are with their dividends. For that, we go to Yahoo Finance. Where is it? Yahoo Finance. There was one we looking at? CLS. No. CLS. All right. CLS. CloudStrike. Okay, so we're going to now. I always tell people you really should, at your fingertips, have access to a finance website, whether it's FinViz, whether it's Yahoo Finance, whether it's Google Finance, whether it's Chicago Board of Options Exchange, whether it's New York Stock Exchange, whatever. Celestica. What the heck is Celestica? All right, terribly sorry here, kiddos, but look at this. There's no dividends, okay? Forward dividend and yield, nothing. EX dividend date, nothing. No dividends, I'm not even going to bother with. I don't even know why we're looking at it. Okay, when I say company has to be consistently profitable and weekly options. Okay, well, if you don't have dividends, why are we looking at it? Because this is a dividend investing channel. QBTS, D wave analysis. Oh boy. QBTS, D wave analysis. Eric, I'm going to be polite really quick. SWK, top that. SWK, it's Stanley Black and Decker. Oh, Bearded Dad, Bearded Dad wants to take a look at rolling calls forward. We're going to take that in a second, okay? Hold on just a second. Irizo, what's happening? Sent 2 gifts in 30 days. Thank you, Irizo. Very nice of you. Okay, so Eric, D wave analysis. Now, Eric, I'm going to be very polite when I say this. I really think you might be in the wrong place. Now, I'm not trying to scare you away. I'm not trying to, negate the question you're asking. It's a good question. Okay, I'm not sure if it's a question or a statement or a curiosity. What do I think about SoFi? Just asking. Gold trade, Pawan. All right, thank you. So Eric, D wave analysis. The reason why I'm saying that is this trading strategy here a covered call. Okay, it's where we do covered calls on dividend stocks, specifically those dividend stocks that are consistently profitable. The reason why I like those companies is because every single year they increase their dividends to their shareholders, which means regardless of what happens to the stock, I'm going to get a higher and higher and higher percentage of the profits. Okay, that means every year I get more and more and more money. It's kind of like cost of living increase every year. It is what it is, So I'm not sure if D wave analysis is going to be, or how it's going to play into this game or into this strategy, because it was created for a 9-year-old, which means I didn't teach my 9-year-old daughter anything about D wave analysis. 9 years old. It has to be simple, safe, predictable, and consistent. No, it's not that simple. It's not that easy, especially trying to explain it to a 9-year-old when a lot of adults don't even get it. Okay, so Top Dat Baby wants to know, oh, wait a minute. He wants Black and Decker. Bear Dude Dad wants to know how to roll a call forward. Not quite sure how to explain this other than just showing you. First and foremost, you got to find one. Okay, so let's look at US Steel. Whoops. Okay, so here's my trade on US Steel. 8,000. Okay, so 800, that's 1,000. So 1,000 shares US Steel. Okay, fine. I'm in it at 37.10. I sold the 37s and I pushed it out until the 14th of March. Well, let's push it out one more week. Now, to do that, the nice thing I like about Think or Swim is it'll set up all of the trades for you. So you right click on top, you bring your cursor right on top of the, what do you call that thing? The stock symbol. Okay, right click. Don't left click, right click. Window opens up, create a rolling order. That's it. That's how you do a rolling order. Okay, you come down, you create rolling order. There it is right there. Okay, here's what it looks like. Okay, I am buying, see a little plus? I am buying 14 March. That's the option that I already sold. I already sold it. 14 March, 37 call strike. Okay? Now, to roll it forward, I want to buy this one and I want to turn around and sell whichever one I want to sell. So in this instance, I'm selling the March 25. Now, I can change this to do March 21 March, 28 March, the 4th of April, the 11th of April, the 17th of April, the 25th. I can roll it forward as far as I want to do. Okay, the software sets everything up for you. This is one of the reasons why I like Thinkorswim, because it's point, click, everything's right there. Okay, so, but then I got to decide, do I want to keep it at the 37? Okay, because the strike price at this moment in time that I already sold is the 37. I can change it to the 36, the 37, the 37.50, the 38, the 40. I can change it to whatever I want. But when you change it, this number right here is going to change also. Okay, right now I'm getting a credit. Okay, 37, I'm getting a credit to 79. That's more than 2%. Is that worth my while? Well, yeah, it is. I wouldn't mind rolling this forward and picking up another 2%, because that's what it is. Because I'm buying this one, selling that one. The amount of time that I'm selling, I can pick up over 2%. And that, to me, makes sense. Okay? I just hit confirm and send, and that goes shoots off. You know what? I'm going to do it anyway because I like those numbers. Okay? And I already own it at 37. Okay? I own it at 37.10. I'm selling somebody the rights to buy it from me at 37. And I'm picking up an additional 2%. So, hell yeah. Let's just click, where is it? Confirm and send. Here it is right there. Sell 10, they changed the name to calendar because you're buying one, you're selling another. Sell 10 calendar X, which is US Steel 100, which is the weeklies, 21 March 25. That's what I'm selling. Now I'm buying back 14 March and I'm selling 21 March. Okay, it's all right there. Okay, the 37 call strike for 79-cent limit order. Now, when I'm selling something I already own, I always use a limit order because this is what I want and I don't want any less. Now, when I'm getting in, I will do a market order because the option and the stock are tied together when you're doing a covered call on the entry when you first buy, rather than buying stock and then turning around and selling the stock in two separate trades. So I'm taking the two separate trades, putting them together in one trade called the covered call. Buy the stock, sell the option, and then you pick up the premium. All right, so $776. I'll take that. Let's send that away. Click. There you go. Now, did it get filled? No, it wasn't going to get filled until tomorrow morning when the market opens. That order will be sitting on the market maker's computer. Whether or not he decides to take it, that's the risk you take when you do a limit order. Market order, they fill it right away. Unfortunately, they fill it for whatever it is at the moment. It may be good, it may be bad. You just don't know. So on the backhand, I always sell a limit order. But on the front hand, it's always a market. I want to get in, get out, get my profit, and just move on with my day. All right. So that being said, that's how you roll forward an option. Now, I don't know what trading platform you're using, but I like Thinkorswim only because I've been using it for 20 years. Now, I did write a book 15 years ago, Choosing the Right Trading Platform. And I did choose this trading platform over 20 years ago, just because everything looked good and it was easy. It was easy for what it was I was doing. All right. We don't need to see this. All right. That being said, let's go on to the next question. Boy, Big Loud wants to take a look at Kohl's. KSS. We'll take a gander at that one. So rolling a call or put doesn't decrease your profit. No, it doesn't. Okay, now a lot of people have different ways of looking at it. You could hypothetically wait until Friday afternoon until the option expires, wait and then turn and sell it on Monday. But you're going to miss the time value of Friday, which is tomorrow, and then you'll miss the time value of Saturday and Sunday. Now, people don't think there's any time value there, but there is. Okay, as the sands flow through the hourglass, so do the days of our lives. Same thing. So if I wait for it to expire on Friday, I get the full 100% of the time value for the week. When I wait until Monday, well, I'm only getting that 100% for that week. But if I roll on Friday, maybe I might get 95% of the value for this week and get 110% of the value for next week because you get the extra weekend, extra 2 days. It's always a numbers game. Play the numbers. What do I buy it for? What do I sell it for? What am I making? What am I walking ultimately? What am I walking away with? Okay? You're playing a game, and don't kid yourself. This is a game. It's an adult game, and it takes a little bit more to understand the rules. Well, this here is an introductory course, an introductory class to the simplicities of getting started. Always stick with something simple. Learn to crawl before you walk, learn to walk before you run, learn to run before you sprint, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. Okay? So, that was US Steel. That was rolling forward. Let's take a look at what else we're looking at. Okay, Wichita lineman. Ooh, the Wichita lineman is still on the line. Okay, realty income. Okay, he's new here, so I'm going to cut him some slack. Free speech and other stuff. Why not wait until the morning to place orders when the market is open? You might get more money. Now, free speech, you're absolutely 100% correct. Okay, it's always going to come down to how do you value your time? How do you want to spend your time? If I see a trade here, what I'm looking at this moment in time, and it looks good, I'll take it. Could I wait in the morning and see better numbers? Yes, I could. Could I make more money sitting in front of my computer all day long? Yes, I could. There's a lot of ifs, ands, and buts. How do you want to spend your money, spend your time? Making money or living life? At some point in time, money loses its luster. Gold and diamonds cease to sparkle. I forget which movie that came from. Conan the Barbarian. Jewels ceased to sparkle. Something like that. But if you think about it, it's kind of true. Because when you're young, you're adolescent, you don't think about money. When you're a teenager, it's all you think about is money and girls or money and boys, whatever it is. And then as you progress in life, your interest in money changes. And then when you get to a certain point, which where I'm at, it's no longer a driving factor. And I hope you guys get there sometime. Okay? I like to spend more time with my family, with my kids, my grandson, working around the yard. I like planting plants and watching them grow. I like doing stuff. Anyway, money's not my main priority nowadays, which is kind of weird because, you know, this is my hobby. All right, let's keep going. Felix, hey, James, you still have WBA? Yes, I do. Going private for $11.45 a share. Well, we will find out because I'm pretty sure I'm into Walgreens at, I think, 9. That works for me. All right. That being said, let's take a look at Walgreens. Why not? We're talking about it. We might as well. WBA. And here we have it. WBA. Remember, it doesn't take long to look at a chart. And the 1-year chart's always first. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Down, sideways, up, down, up. 11.25 is the current price. I don't even know if we could be able to buy it. We want to get rid of this one because this has 1 day left to it. No value there. Okay, so at the 11.25, the 11s are going for 15, 18. That ain't worth it. The 11.50s, that ain't worth it. What the hell's going on there? Maybe they're just not doing it anymore. Who knows? But I do have some. We'll see. Everything irons out in the long run. All right. Let's keep moving forward. What are we looking at? First on the list, Prudential, PRU. Who came up with Prudential, PRU? PRU. Isn't, wait. Prudential, that's a monthly, isn't it? It is. Okay. Monthly. 21 March, 17 April, 20 June, 19 September, 19 December. These are months. Okay, this is what's called a monthly optionable stock, which means I can only trade it once a month. That's only 12 times a year. Now, riddle me this. Would you prefer, all things being equal, 1 to 2%? If I'm getting 1 to 2% for each option trade I do, okay? Because it averages 1 to 2% each option trade I do. Would you prefer to get 12? Or would you prefer to get 52? All things being equal. If I'm getting 1% to 2% for each option trade, whether it's a monthly, whether it's a weekly, all being equal, would you prefer 12 or would you prefer 52? It's actually that simple. I don't do monthlies because the numbers just don't work. Not for me anyway. Okay, I consistently get 1% a week using weeklies. Why would I go to monthlies? Felix, they will not sell options anymore on WBA. I don't know. Pink Pyramid. Big money. Pink Pyramid, I have no idea what that means. Just blurting out big money. What does that mean? Okay. The topic at hand is Walgreens being bought out. I'm not quite sure what that has to do with anything. Wow. My cord's not long enough, which is kind of weird because it was long enough yesterday. Anyway, go figure. All right, so Prudential is going to be a no. I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work. All right, QBTS. QBTS. D-Wave Quantum. Okay. Now, I'm a little curious because if a stock last May, June, July, August, September, October, November was at $1, how do you get 20 years of increased profits on a company that's only $1 per share? I'm finding that rather curious. Rather curious. QBTS. I thought so. Forward dividend yield, no dividend. EX dividend date, no dividend. Okay, so why are we looking at a stock that doesn't? Why would you come to a channel that says dividend investing for weekly cash flow, and then you throw a company that doesn't have dividends? Why? Why? Keegs, what's happening, Keegs? All right, so QBTS is a no. Saw that one coming. YMAX. Why are we looking at YMAX? I find it amazing. Nicole, amazing there, Nicole. Hold that thought. QBTS is not profitable, more like a research company. Okay, Felix, big loud. I think Kohl's will announce they are cutting their dividends next Tuesday. That's not a good thing, but we'll keep an eye on it. All right, so Arezzo says no to YMAX. Arezzo, I'm going to agree with you, but before we move on, let's put in YMAX right here. YMAX. Now, this is Yahoo Finance, so it's going to give us some financial information about the company. Okay, where do you go to get your financial information? Very important. You need a good place to get financial information that you may or may not have access to. All righty. I don't see any dividends here at all. So let's go to historical data. Okay, YMAX is at this moment in time 1429. His historical data right here. What are we looking for here? Well, simply put, these are the dates. Okay, March 6th, well, that was today. March 5th, that was yesterday. March 4th, March 3rd, these are every single day this stock traded. So let's look at the columns. First column, the date. Second column, the opening price of the day. Third column, the high price of the day, the low of the day, the close, the adjusted close, and the volume. How many shares traded today? Okay, well, there's your information. Well, the information I want specifically, how consistently profitable are they? Are they? Well, I can go here, look at the summary. I can look at the profile, the options, the holdings, the performance, the risk. I can look at all this kind of information on this company. But I find the easiest way is looking right here, see, at the dividend. Now, the dividend being a portion of the company's profits they give back to the investors, that's us. Well, if that number increases every single year, well, now I don't have to read the annual report. Because if the dividend increases, the profits increase. If the profits increase, the dividends increase. They're tied together. The right hand washes the left. Left hand washes the right. However you want to look at it. Okay? If the dividend increases, the profits increase. So do I really need to read the annual report? Nope. It's just have they increased their dividends? If they have, that means their profits have increased. It's actually that simple. The more money the company makes, the more money they give to their investors. Hence, the dividend increasing. Look, how consistently has YMAX increased their dividends? And remember, I said I like 2 decades of consistency and profitability. Well, let's take a look. Dividends only. Okay. Now, I want to look at every single dividend this company has paid out. So I want to go to the max. Okay. Now, let's see how often YMAX has increased its profitability. Wait a second. Did it stop already? It did. Does that say February 2024? The very first dividend this company paid out, February 2024. Well, that means this company's only 13 months old. Why the hell would I put my money into a company that's just above a year? Most companies don't make it past 3 to 5 years. And you're entrusting a company, a brand new company with your money? Nothing wrong with it. Eventually, when I go public and I start selling stocks in my company, I'm going to ask people the same thing. Invest in me, and I'm going to give you X amount per year. Okay, so I understand the appeal. Really, I do. But with my money, I want to go with companies that have a track record of at least 2 decades. Okay, YMAX, no thank you. It's too young. It's like giving the keys to your Lamborghini to a 17-year-old who has a learning permit. Yeah, no thank you. Anyway, so no to YMAX. Next on the list, Riley. Let's take a look at Riley. Now, I do have some Riley. What's happening with Riley? Well, let's find out. R-I-L-Y. Okay. Riley is the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Okay. Up, down, big drop, sideways. Now we're at 5.25. All right, what does that mean? Well, a year ago, we're at 22.67. Now from 22.67, she jumps up to almost 40. Right? Yeah, 40.06. That is almost a 50% increase. Almost, what is it, like 47, 48% increase from here to here? Well, from 40 down to 5, that is a 95% decrease. So it jumps up 45%, drops 95%, and now it just goes sideways. Well, now we're at 5.25. All right, so what does those numbers look like? Last 90 days. Now, I always go back to the last 90 days because I'm looking for a pattern. Okay, what are the buyers and sellers doing? Because I'm a buyer, I'm a seller. I'm sure there are other people on the other side of the screen wondering exactly what am I doing? Because enough of me out here makes this. Highs, lows, all that kind of stuff. But here's the last 90 days. Here's your high, here's your low, here's where it was, this is where it is. Look at this. Down, up, down, we're at 5.25. Okay, great. What does that mean? Let's look at the last 30 days. Gives me a better idea of what do I think it's going to do next. Okay, so 30 days ago. It's easier to wrap your head around 2 or 3 weeks ago. Okay, we're at 460. Okay, we drop down to, was that 250? Shoot up to over 7. Now from 250 to 7, that's almost a 200% increase from here to here. Yeah, profit taking, of course. And then she's back up. There's 1 day, 2 days to the upside. All right, now I already own some Riley, so what does that mean to me? Well, I look at a few things. Number one, what did I buy it for? Number two, what option did I sell? Is someone going to buy it from me this week? Am I pushing it into next week? What kind of a profit am I making? Well, let's take a look. Okay, right now it's at 548. So if I want to buy it tomorrow morning, I got to pay $5.48. The closest strike price is going to be the 550. It's only 2 cents off. 548 purchase price, sell it for 550. Collect this premium right here, 23%. Do you know what 23% is of 550? That's a 4% trade. 4%. Now, do you know what 4% means at the end of the year? That's over 200% per year. Now, you're not going to get 4% every single week, but you will have some companies that do give you 2, 3, 4, 5% a week. Okay? Well, those offset the ones that don't get you 1% a week. And those are some out there. I'll give you, for instance, Harley Davidson. I bought it back, I think, in October at 35. Well, now it's at 20, 26, I think, something like that. I have no intention on selling it, but I do get a covered call every single week, and it does bring me in some money every week, but it doesn't bring me 1%. Well, I rely on companies that give me more than 1% to offset those that don't. Okay, so not every single trade I do is 1% or better, but 80 to 90% of them are, which makes my average over 1% per week. I think my last year average was 1.2%, because I did make some weeks last year that I didn't make 1%. And there's weeks I made more than 1%. Anyway, but it's the average. The average is 1% per week. That's over 50% per year. So let's keep on moving. I tell you what, let's do a sample trade with Riley so you can see what it looks like, what it sounds like, and I'm going to do a little bit of math at the end to show you what could be possible. This is not a recommendation. This just is educational to show you what I'm doing and how I compute the numbers. Now, I've been doing this for 20 years. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just showing you what I do. And then it's your responsibility to say, does this make sense? Okay, now everything that you're seeing tonight is being recorded at this moment in time. It is 10:04 p.m. 3/6/2025, which is Thursday night. All right, so this is not a recording. This is being recorded. So if you have any questions, you can always go back later afterwards and rewatch the videos on YouTube under the 10-minute trader. All right, so Riley at this moment in time is 5.25. We're going to do the 550s. Let's get rid of this out of the way. Now, one thing I love about Think or Swim, I just click on this button right there, and that opens up all these trading strategies. Now, I'm going to do you a favor here by telling you this. Now, I know there's some people that are going to ignore it. Some of them will listen. However, if you're new, if you've never done anything before, don't look at all this stuff. Don't. It's going to make you confused as hell. Seriously, it is. Stick with the single and stick with the covered call. As soon as you understand those, then start looking over the next horizon. Find the simple, safe, predictable strategies first. Get consistent at winning. Okay, the strategy I'm showing you now can make you between 25 and 55% per year. But take your time. Don't be in such a hurry. Trust me, when retirement comes by, you're hoping it slows down. It doesn't. It keeps on going. I can't believe we're in Thursday. Well, Thursday already. Tomorrow's Friday. Where the hell did the week go? I take a look back and I say, what the hell did I do this week? Who knows? Let's keep on going forward. Okay, so I'm going to look at the covered call. All right, now remember I said I wanted to do 548. So the closest strike price is going to be the 550 right here. 550. There we go, right there. All right. Now I'm just going to do one contract. That way people don't freak out about the numbers. And I'm going to, remember I told you earlier, when I'm getting into a position, I always change it to the market so it fills instantaneously first thing in the morning. Okay, this is what it sounds like. Are you ready? By one covered call of Riley 100s, that's the weekly, 14 March 25. That means the option is going to expire on the 14th of March, which is next Friday at 3:59 p.m. because at 4 p.m. you can't do anything else. The $5.50 call strike against the stock to open, all right, at the market to open. All right, there's my profit right there, 52.50. Now remember what I said, I want something simple, safe, and predictable. Well, the simplest strategy is just buying the stock. That's the simplest. But there's no profit there unless the stock moves. Now, a covered call is probably one of the only strategies you can make a profit and the stock doesn't move at all. Weird, right? All right, so if I'm buying it at the current price, okay, 548, right there, 548, and I'm selling it at 550. Now, whoever buys this option from me, remember, I'm buying the stock. This is two separate trades. I'm buying the stock. I'm selling somebody the opportunity to buy it from me for the exact same price I paid. It sounds a little confusing. Why would I do it? Do I want the stock to go up? I don't care. Do I want to collect a dividend? No, I really don't. What I want is the premium, the insurance policy money. And that's exactly what calls and puts are. Stock options are insurance policies. Okay? It was created back in the 1970s to help rich people not lose any money. So if you thought your stock was going to go down, you would buy a put. So as the stock went down, the put value went up and you didn't lose anything. The only thing you lost was the premium that you paid. Okay? So that's what they were originally created for. However, come up with a nifty little tool. Someone's going to twist it and tweak it to figure out how can I profit from it. Well, here you go. If I buy the stock at 550, I sell somebody the rights to buy it from me for the exact same price I just paid for it. I can collect the insurance premium. 52.50. Let's do a little bit of math so you figure out exactly what that rate of return would be. My calculator. All right. Clear that out of there. Now, to figure out what your rate of return is, the math is the same. It's really not that difficult. Okay, this is something we learn in 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, most people. You take the profit, 52.50. If you ever wondered why they taught you algebra and what, well, I'll never use algebra. Yes, you will. Okay, so I'm about to show you how algebra is important. Okay. If one contract is going to give me $52.50 profit, that's the profit I'm going to make. Okay, what is it costing me? Well, it's costing me $598, just right off, sorry, $498, right around $500. Okay, here's where the algebra comes in. If it's $500 to make 52, that's a nice return. Hold on, I'm going to give you the numbers in a second. And you think to yourself, wait a second, I have $5,000 in my account. I can get 10 of these. That's where your algebra comes in. One is going to equal $52. What is one costing me? It's costing me $498. Okay, but I got $10,000 or I got $5,000. I can buy 10. I can buy 5. That's your algebra. You're wondering, I'm never going to use algebra. Yes, you are. As an adult, you're going to use algebra. All right, anyway. Profit, 52.50. 52.50. To find your profit, you take, to find your rate of return or your yield, however, whatever word you want to use, they both mean the same thing. I'm going to take my profit and I'm going to divide it by what the trade cost me. Cost of trade, including commission and fees, 498. Okay, divided by 498 gives me a grand total of 10% return. Okay, 10.5% for 1 week. 10% for 1 week. How often do you get that? Hardly ever. Okay, but here's the big question. Do I like Riley? Am I willing to buy Riley and hold on to it however long it takes for this thing to hit my target of $5.50? Now, if the stock drops to $5.49, well, I keep the stock, I keep the profit, and then I repeat the process and I sell it to somebody else next week. If it doesn't pick it up then, I sell it the next week. If it doesn't pick it up then, I sell it the next week. And I sell it every single week until it hits my $5.50. Well, what happens if it drops to $2? I'm still collecting the dividend, aren't I? And I can drop my premium. I can drop the covered call as low as I want to and still collect something. Okay, with a dividend stock, you're collecting the dividend every 90 days. That's what most people did. Before you came here, before you learned about the idea of possibly making money off your stocks every single week, you probably didn't know it. You were probably thinking, I'll buy this stock and I'll hold it in 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years. I'll sell it and I'll make some money. That's what people do normally until you find weirdos like me. Say, well, you can do it every week. I can? Yes, you can. You can get a cash flow from a stock every single week. And what's it costing you? It's costing you 10 to 15 minutes a day of your time. Sometimes it could be less depending on how complicated you want to make it. Now, remember when I said this was created for a 9-year-old? Okay, so if a 9-year-old can get this, I'm kind of hoping most of you people out there will get it. All right, let's keep on going. Free speech and other stuff. We're going to get to that question in a second. Oh, I got a couple questions here. Felix, OBTS is not profitable, more like a research company. Okay, thank you. I think Kohl's will announce they're cutting their dividends next Tuesday, or we'll keep our eye on that. Wichita lineman, Realty Income O pays a good dividend. No? No. We're going to take a look at that. I'm going to write it down. We're going to take a look at it in a little bit. I'm just going to give you my opinion of it and why my opinion what it is. Okay, so you're relatively new here. You just got a sample of what I do. I'm looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. You like O Realty, I'm going to explain to you why I don't like O Realty. Matter of fact, while I'm hot on topic, let's do it right now. I'm game. Oh, just to let you know, I do own some Riley. I'm not, suggesting anyone buy it. I'm not suggesting anything. I'm just showing you what I do and what I have. Okay, educational and entertaining, all that kind of nice, neat, fun stuff. All right, so O'Reilly, you say it's monthly. It's wonderful. No, it ain't. Okay, number one, it's a monthly. 21 March, 17 April, 20 June, 19 September, blah, blah, blah. If I'm getting 1 to 2% of every option trade I make, I'm only getting 12 to 24% on O'Reilly, doing covered calls every week. Now I get the dividend also. We're going to get to that in a minute. Hold up. But let me explain to you why I don't like it. Besides the fact that it's a monthly, besides that, hold on. It actually gets a little worse. Let's go here and let's go here. Now, remember what I'm saying. I want consistency and profitability. I want the profits to be higher and higher and higher and higher. Well, I'm going to show you in a little bit the one that is consistently higher and higher and higher and higher. And this can't be right. All right, yeah, O Realty goes back all the way to 1994. Oh, that's a long time if you think about it. So let's roll back all the way to 1994. All right, I don't want to go back that far back. Let's go back 20 years, 2 decades. Here we go, right here. The very first dividend being paid out. January, not the very first one, sorry about that. 20 years ago, January 11. Okay? 2006, 11. 2007, 12, 13, 2007 is 13, 2018 it's 14, 2019 it's 14, 2010 it's 14, 2011 it's 14, 2012 it's 14. Did you see that? 5 years, not a single increase. Hold on. All right, 2013 goes to 15, then to 18. 2013 it's at 18. 2014 it's at 18. 2015 it's at 18. Okay, so you go 5 years, no increases. 3 years, no increases. And we're only on 2015. Okay, 2015, it's at 19. 2016, she jumps up to 20. 2017 to 21. 2018, 21. Okay, that's 2 years, no increases. 2019, she goes to 22. All right, but look at that 23. 2020, 23, 2021, 23, 25, 26. Okay, so you got 5 years, no increasing in the dividends. 3 years, no increasing. 2 years, no increasing. Okay, I want consistency of profitability. Okay, that's number one. Okay, so 1, monthly option. Don't like it. 2, the profits aren't consistently increasing. But hold on, it actually gets worse. Here we go. Let's go to the summary and see what your yield is. So if you actually buy realty, a whopping 5.61%. 5.61%. It's a little over 5.5% per year. Okay, I mean, hell, that's better than 50%, isn't it? No. I like 1% a week. 1% a week comes to over 50% per year. Oh, realty is a monthly. You cannot do weekly trading with a monthly unless you're going to sit in front of your computer. That ain't working for me. Okay? I want to get in. I want to get out. I want to make my 1%. It only takes 10 to 15 minutes for me to do what I do. It's not that difficult. I show you everything here. You don't need to buy anything. Do I get shit for sale? Yes, I do. Up in the bio, you can see all that if you want. I'm trying to sell anything. Okay, anyway, let's keep on going. QBTS is not profitable. Thank you. Kohl's has 15% dividends and their profits have been decreasing. Okay, Big Loud, thank you for that. Free speech and other stuff. Tasty Trade is saying the last ask is 539. I think you said you're buying 100 shares of Riley at 548, which is more than Tasty. I'm concerned over time you may be giving up money. Okay, now free speech, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Now, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Tasty Trade has, what do you call that? After hours trading. Okay, so they do trade after hours. You'll notice that the numbers here aren't changing. Okay, Thinkorswim does not have after hours numbers. Tasty Trade may have after hour numbers. Okay, so it says right there, the bid 509, the ask 548. Now tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. when the market opens, all these numbers are going to change. So this will probably be a different number, but the math is going to stay the same. What am I buying it for? The ask. What am I selling? The strike price, whichever is closest, whichever one makes sense, whichever one's safe. Okay? So you're probably right. Thinkorswim was originally created by Tom Sosnoff, who is one of the co-founders at Tasty Trade. Anyway, that's Riley. Buy and hold stocks. General Mills, GIS. Buy and hold stocks. You've been here long enough. You should know better. This is a monthly. I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work. Sorry. Not that I'm trying to pick on you or anything. The numbers don't work. The numbers just don't work. I mean, it's just plain and simple. Okay, so Nicole, amazing. YMAX is a no. Okay, O Realty is no. Tim McCarty, how are you doing? Tim McCarty, I wonder if you ever got that hiccup taken care of. Okay, keep on going. Raphael, hello there again. You read my message from last time. I was on the weed again. Oh my goodness. Raphael. All right, anyway. James, does Zim fit your operative? No, it doesn't. Okay. Baron wants to take a look at SNP. What the heck is SNP? Is that Snapple? No. There's no options on that one, dude. Sorry. Zim. Z-I-M. Okay, well, Zim does have monthlies, weeklies. Okay, that's only half of it, though. Let's see what Zim looks like in the details. Z-I-M. Zim. Zim ziminy, zim ziminy, zim zim zaroo. As sweet and as lucky as you. Chim chiminy. I don't know. All right. Anyway, what was that? That was chim chiminy, chim chiminy, chim chim. It was a Disney movie from the 70s. I forget which one it was. All right, we're waiting for Zim. Here it is right here. Zim integrated shipping, 1977 a share. Oh, take a look at that. The yield is 20%. Well, that's nice. It's a nice yield, 20%. And it has a dividend date. Oh, okay. So let's go take a look at the historical data and see how consistent Zim is. Now, I'm looking for 2 decades, which is 20 years. All right, well, let's find out. Does Zim have 20 years of increasing dividends? No. The very first dividend was in 2021. 1, 2, 3, 4. This thing's only 4 years old. No, sorry. I don't know what it is with some of you guys out there that want to buy companies that are only 2, 3, 4, 5 years old. That's probably why they have Mary Poppins. Was that Mary Poppins? I don't know if it was Mary Poppins. You seem like you were a hippie back in the days. You was on that weed. I know you weren't. Don't be shy. Hey, all right. Thank you there, Raphael. Okay, Raphael, I have done a lot of interesting things in my days. I will just leave it at that, okay? I'll let your imagination run wild. What do I think of RTX? Hello, everybody. What a week. Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. What a week. RTX. What is RTX? Now, let's get out of here. RTX. Okay. RTX Corporation. Interesting. Why didn't we look at the dividends while we were here? RTX. Holy cow. 1962? Is that right? This thing goes back all the way to the 60s? Wait a second. Am I missing something? No, it doesn't look like I am. 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 22. Holy shit. Well, alrighty then. Let's go back to 2005. All right, so 2005. Are you ready? 2005. 14. 17. 20. 24. 27. 30. 34. 37. 40. 42. 44, 46, 48, 51, 55, 59, 63. Holy shit, this company does have over 20 years of increased dividends. Well, alrighty then, RTX. Let's take a look at the charts. Well, here's the chart for RTX. It doesn't look that good. Here's the high right here. That was just a couple of days ago. That's going to be a no right there. But, however, okay, it's going to be a no, but we might take a look at it again in 2 or 3 weeks. Let me explain why. Right? Let's go through the numbers so you understand. Okay, here's the high, here's the low, is where it was, is the movement. Live restricted for some audiences. Your live contains themes that some may find uncomfortable and has been restricted. Reasons regulated content. Regulated content. My live does not contain that. Okay, your feedback has been submitted. Now, what did I just say that had anything to do with restricted content? That is weird. I don't like getting flags like that because I try not to be controversial. Chatterbox. Woo-hoo. Oh, it's gone. Anyway, so let's take a look at RTX. Here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was. Look at the movement. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, that's what it's doing. That's what all stocks do. They go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. So the high of the year is right there, 135. Where's it going next? Well, we don't really know at the moment, but we do know last year it was around 90. Now it's at 135. That's a $45 increase. A $45 increase on a $90 stock is a 50% increase. 50% in 1 year. All right, yeah, there's going to be profit taking. So there's profit taking, so she comes back down again. All right, let's keep our eye on it and let's see what she's doing. Okay, the low of the year was a year ago, 89.56. The last 90 days, look at that. The high, the low, where it was, where it is. Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down. Okay, so she's coming down at the moment. Great. How far down does she have to go before she does one of these things? Turns around, goes back up. Okay, comes down, turns around, goes back up. Well, now she's coming down. How far down does she have to go before she turns around, goes back up again? Because that's what stocks do. They go up, they go down. Well, it went up. Now it's coming down. What's happening next? It's going to find the bottom when it's damn good and ready. Okay, that's you and me. We decide where the high is, where the low is. Because if we're here and we bought down here, okay, 114 to 134, that's a $20 increase. A $20 increase on a $114 stock is it's close to 20%. It's probably like 17 or 18%, but that's a nice run up. So people are going to take their profits. Take your profits, comes down to a certain point, and people say, wait a minute, RTX is cheap, let me buy, and it then goes back up again. Well, I'm thinking 2 or 3 weeks, so I'm going to write down RTX for 2 weeks from today. Not next week. I think it's going to need more time. RTX. Okay. So no to RTX for today, but it's a good one, though. I like that one. That was Mary Poppins. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiroo, as sweet and as lucky as you. Okay, which platform do I prefer? Pitbull, what's happening? AGNC is paying 36 every quarter. Jose, ¿qué pasa, amigo? ¿Cómo está? AGNC. AGNC. Interesting. Takes a couple of seconds to find out. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Down, up, down, up, down. 1014. Does it make sense at 1014? 1025. So it's going to be a split. Do I do the 10 or do I do the 1050? Well, the 10's going for 27. Well, that's a 2% trade. Okay, the 1050 is going for 4 to 6. That's a no, thank you. No, actually, no. That's not, because you're going to lose 25 cents. That means no. Those numbers just don't work. Sorry. Sorry. RTX is defense company. Ooh, cool beans. Okay, free speech. Can you please show us how you using Yahoo history to show dividends in the last 20 years? However, my Yahoo does not show the column of dividends paid. Oh, well, bloody jolly good there, lad. Let's take a gander at it. Here we go. Yahoo Finance. First and foremost, Yahoo Finance. On the left-hand side, once you look up right over here, quotes, put something in the quote right there. Whatever you want, you know, for the fun of it. Let's put Microsoft. MSFT. Hit the Microsoft button right there. Give it a couple of seconds. Here you go. Microsoft right there. Whoops, slide down a little bit, okay? Microsoft company. Now, I have historical data checked off over here on the left-hand side, okay? On the left-hand side, down towards the bottom, historical data. Well, you click on historical data. Okay, what do you got? Well, there you go. Here's the dates, okay? The open, the high, the low, the close, the adjustment, and the volume. To look at the dividends, all I'm doing is I'm hitting historical prices. Okay, a drop-down window pops up. Dividends, stock splits, capital gains. Okay, I want to take a look at just the dividends. Because if the company's consistently profitable, it's going to show me what the dividend is. Okay, so dividends only. March 7, 2024 to March 7, 2025. That's only 1 year. I don't want to see just 1 year. I want to see all of them. So I want to click on that right there. Okay, I can look at 1 day, 5 days, 3 months, 6 months, year to date, 1 year, 5 years, and maximum. That means every single one it's ever paid. Okay, so Microsoft, maximum, goes all the way back to 1986. That's when the first dividend was paid for Microsoft. Okay, and the most recent one, here you go, right there. Now, you slide all the way down to the bottom because it goes 2025, 2024, 2023, 22, 21, 2019, 18, 17, 16, 15, all the way down to the very bottom, which is right there. Okay? 2003, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 16, 20, 23, 28, 31, 36, 39, 42, 46, 51, 56, 62, 68, 75, 83. Every single year, Microsoft increases the profits it gives back to its shareholders. That's what I'm looking for. Companies that do that. Okay, this is over 25 years of increased profitability. Those are the type of companies I'm looking for. Just for the fun of it, while we're here, let's jump on over to FinViz, Financial Visualizations. Okay, F-I-N-V-I-Z, FinViz, there we go. Now, that's Robinhood, don't want that. FinViz, here it is. Now, here's FinViz, Financial Visualizations. It gives you lots of information here, but I'm looking for something specifically. Okay, the screener, right here, see it? Home News Screener. The screener allows me to look at all the different stocks available, but there's only one number I'm looking for. Specifically, it's this number right over here. Uh-oh. That number right there. 9,964 different companies. That's how many stocks we can choose from. Some of them you've heard of. Okay, Allegiant, Alcoa, Goldman Sachs, Artius. You probably heard of most of those companies. But this is the number I'm looking for. 9,964. Right here, you tell me exactly how many companies pay a dividend. So let's go here. Come on. Uh-oh. It's having an issue. Nope, don't look like we're going to look at it. Apparently the website's having an issue. It's not letting us look. But anyway, if I click on here, the dividend yield, it will tell me how many companies. Last time I checked, it was 5,572, some weird number like that. But out of the 9,900 companies available to choose from, there's only about 5,500 that actually pay a dividend. The rest of the companies take all the profits, put it back into the company for capital growth. And that's not what I'm looking for. Okay, I'm looking for cash flow. I state that right from the very beginning. If you're looking for profits to go from here up to there, if you're looking to make a home run to get a huge win, you're in the wrong place. This is very slow. This is very monotonous. This is very boring. It's the same stocks over and over and over again because they're consistently profitable. It just makes sense. Okay, if a company is going to pay you 1%, 2%, 3% every single week, well, why would you get rid of it? It's an honest question. If it gives you a nice profit if you know what you're doing, and it gives you 1% to 2% every single week, why would you get rid of it? It just doesn't make any sense to me. What are some great dividend stocks to look into this year? Pablo, que pasa? You were singing. Yes, I was, John. I'm a happy fellow. Because of RTX. No, I was not singing because of RTX. I feel like I don't know the first thing about investing in dividend stocks. Well, user 35169. Actually, you know more than you think you know. Okay, when people say I don't know anything about stocks, well, actually you do. Okay, now you remember hearing, okay, Ford, General Motors, AT&T, IBM, Apple, Microsoft, Google. You've heard of these things. Well, if you heard a company is profitable and you've seen Amazon go from nothing to something. If you've been paying attention to anything in the economy over 5, 10, 15 years, you've seen companies come from no create something. Okay? 30, 40, 50 years, there was no Apple. Well, there is now. 10, 20, 30 years ago, there was no Tesla Motor companies. Okay? Okay, as the world changes, certain things happen. If you see a company do something, come up with something, well, you know they're profitable. Well, how do you get the advantage to take it, to jump in and share some of those profits? Well, you buy a part of the company, and it's not that difficult. Remember, this was created for 9-year-olds. In fact, I haven't showed it yet tonight, so let's go on and see the princess. Right there. Takes a while to get there. And we're having issues with the internet. Oh, this is not a good time to do this, especially we're having issues with the internet. Okay, so we're not going to do it then. Simple, right? Copyrighted music. Oh, that could be it. Who knows? All right, so let's keep on rolling. I was singing. That could be it. What are some great dividend stocks to look into this year? All right, hold on. That's a great one. Let's take a look here. Let's get out of here. Let's go to watch list. There you go. Are you ready? Here's some great companies right there. This is not a recommendation. This is not a tip. This is just rattling off companies that have consistently increased their dividends for more than 5 decades. That's 50 years. Each one of these companies here have increased their payments to their shareholders every year for a minimum of 5 decades. Okay? GPC, this one right here, 7 decades of increased profits. Okay? AWR, American Water, DOV, Dover, GPC, Genuine Parts Corporation, NWN, that is Northwest National. They do gas and heating oil in the Northwest. PG, Procter & Gamble, EMR, Emerson Electric, PH, Parker Hannifin, 3M, well, 3M is 3M, CINF, Cincinnati Financial. Every single one of these companies have increased their dividends to their shareholders every single year. Higher and higher and higher dividends. It's not that difficult. If you know a company, you've seen them, you heard them, you've actually gone to the store, well, then you know a little bit of something. Okay? Something is better than nothing. I hope you are well, sir. Long time. Chatterbox, how are you today? Kyle wants to take a look at ExxonMobil. ExxonMobil. All right, let's get out of here. ExxonMobil. XOM. Well, there you have it. Whoops, wrong side. There you have it. ExxonMobil. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down. That's what it's doing. Not that difficult. Okay? Now, it's not at the high. It's not at the low. It's somewhere in between. All right, fine. That's what I'm looking for before I go over to the numbers. 3 seconds. That's all it should take. High, low, was, is. Look at the movement. Okay, 3 seconds. Sometimes 4. Now, if this is okay, I'm going to go over to here. What's the stock currently at this moment? Now, during the market day, you know, while it's open 9:30 to 4 every single day, these numbers will change all the time. All the time. Over. Anyway, right now it's 107.92. Now, it could be in aftermarket hours, these numbers will change, but these here won't. Okay? So the last trade was 107.62, so 108s are going for 182 to 189. That is well over 1%. If you like the company. Now, the 1-year chart looked okay. The numbers look okay. Now we want to look a little deeper into the chart to see where do we think it's going to go next. This is the 1-year chart. It shows us the high and the low. It shows us an idea of what the other investors are thinking. Okay, so let's dive in a little bit deeper. A year ago, we're at 106.96. Okay, she shoots up, pulls back, shoots up, pulls back, shoots up, gets the high of the year, 125.19. So we know what the high is, we know what the low is. All right, now we're at 107, kind of somewhere in the middle. The last 90 days would be right there. 90-day high, 90-day bottom. Look at the movement. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, it's not that difficult. Let's take a look at the last 30 days. Because the last 30 days will give me a good idea of where do I think it's going next. 30 days ago, we're at 109. We shoot up to the high at 113, pull back, back up, back down, back up, back down, and here's the 30-day bottom at 103.60. Okay, so yeah, now it's going back up again. Here's the high, way up here, 113. Now we're at 107. So yeah, it is going to the upside. But is it a good trade? Well, 107.62. The 108s are going for 182. So let's take a look at one. Let's get rid of that. Let's change this to covered call. And the 108s right there, 108s. Just one contract. This is where that algebra comes in handy. If one contract's going to give me this profit, 2 contracts should give me this profit. Okay, confirm and send. Here's what the trade sounds like. I always tell people, read it out loud because sometimes you hit the wrong button. Buy one covered call XOM. That's ExxonMobil. 100, which is a weekly, which means 14 March 25, the option's going to expire next Friday. The 108 call option at the market to open. My maximum profit, $221.50. What is it costing me to do this trade? 10 grand. Well, let's look at the numbers. Here we go. Okay, maximum profit, $221. divided by the cost of the trade, including commission and fees, right here. Okay, 10,579. 10,579 gives me a grand total of 2%. Okay. Do you like ExxonMobil? That's a good question. Do you like ExxonMobil? Are you willing to buy it and hold on to it till the day you die? Till death do you part, through sickness and in health. Anyway, that's basically what it is. You're actually I don't know if you want to put that, creating a relationship with your money. Where do I put it today in order to get forward where I want to go? All right, so this week it's ExxonMobil. It's going to give me 2%. Great. Next week it may be Phillips Petroleum. It may be IBM. It may be Home Depot. It may be Lowe's. It may be Bank of America. It's going to change every single week because ExxonMobil pays a dividend once every 90 days. Now, why is the dividend important? Why do I use a dividend in my equation? Let's get out of this. Let's get out of that. Let's get out of that. Let's change this. Let's go back to here and let's go back to here. Tell you exactly why. Now, when I say dividend investing for weekly cash flow, we looked and we saw 9,900, 64 different companies pay in the stock market. 9,964 companies in the stock market that we can invest in at any time. Okay, great. How do you pick? Well, I only like companies that have 20 years or more of increased profitability. Okay, so how do you tell who those are? All right, hope you get a pen and paper ready. Number one, Dividend Kings List 2025. You can do a Google search, a Bing search, whatever you search online. Okay, Dividend Kings List 2025. 54 companies that have increased their dividends for more than 5 decades. The Dividend Aristocrats List 2025. I believe it's 64 companies that have increased their dividends to their shareholders for 25 consecutive years. Now, the dividend contenders, wait a minute, the dividend champions are 25 years or more, but the rules are a little bit different than the aristocrats. And you can probably tell why, just by the name, really uppity, I guess. I don't know. List number 4, the dividend contenders, 10 years to 24 years of increased dividends. So it all depends on you. What do you think is good? Is a company with 10 years of increased dividends okay for you? I mean, 10 years of profits. Is that okay? Is 5 years of profits okay? 2 years. Me, I like 20. Now, 20 years, there's over 300 companies. If I take the companies and I put them in a calendar directly related to when they pay their dividend. So let's go take a look at my good list. That's not on here. All right, take a look at that list. Okay, so the first week of March, look at all the ones I have to choose from. The second week of March, all of these to choose from. Third week of March, all those. Now, why am I pointing those out? Because wait a second, I forgot. These little green dots with the stock symbol next to them, those are companies that are getting ready to pay a dividend. So why is that important? Because a dividend stock has a tendency to increase in value before the dividend is paid. So why is this significant? Well, there's 4 dates to remember, but only one of them is important for what we're doing here. The 4 dates, ready? Date number 1, the announcement date. That's when the company tells you that they're paying a dividend and how much it's going to be. That's the announcement date. Date number 2, the little green dots, the EX dividend date. That's the last day the stock trades before the dividend is paid out. So if you want to collect the dividend on Walmart, okay, right there, Walmart, on the 21st, you're going to buy the stock on the 20th, the 19th, the 13th, the 5th, the 27th, the 25th, the 27th, anytime before the 21st. And then you have to hold it past settlement. It's only 1 day nowadays, just to collect the dividend. So date number 1, announcement date. Date number 2, the EX dividend date. That's the little green dots. Date number 3 is the date of record. Whoever owns the stock on the date of record is entitled to the dividend. Date number 4, the payment date, when you get paid. That's it, 4 dates. So if the stock increases just before the EX date, what does that give us? That gives us a little bit of information that not everybody knows. Well, we know when the stock is most likely going to go up, just before the dividend. So if we buy the stock just before the dividend, like 2 weeks or 3 weeks before the dividend, we know the stock's going to increase in value. And when it does, we do a trade specifically designed to take advantage of that information. And that is the covered call. It's simple, it's easy, it's safe, it's predictable. I know what I'm going to make before I make it. Okay? I know how long the trade's going to last, and then it's consistent. I can do it every single week. Okay, so I take a look at here. What am I looking at? International Paper, Wynn Resorts, Phillips Petroleum, Tractor Supply, Delta Airlines, Goldman Sachs, Dow, Baxter, Honeywell, Mosaic, Hucom, Halliburton, Suncor, Alcoa, Nordstrom's, Seagate, Philip Morris, Walmart, Humana, Altria, Best Buy. I can go on and on. Okay? I only do companies that are consistently profitable. That way I know that somewhere, if the stock goes down, at least I'm getting a higher dividend every year. And I can get some kind of income from the premiums when I sell a covered call against my positions. Okay, we got some more questions over here. Free speech. Perfect. Thanks. All right. The Exxon trade you mentioned, it looks like you bought a call and not sold a covered call. The order was green, buy one contract. Please confirm covered call, not buying call. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to show you that in a second. Sam, James, what do you do if your trade goes the wrong way? What is the biggest worry when using your strategy? Thank you, Sam. I'm going to tell you that in a second. Stephanie, hey, James. I'm in Macy's at 1512. I sold the 1550s. Any analysis could you give it, please? Okay, Stephanie, sit tight. We'll take a look at Macy's in a little bit. Free speech. Let's go back to ExxonMobil and let me explain it to you a little bit differently. Hopefully. Okay, here it is right here. Okay. Covered call. The 108s. There's the 108s right there. One contract. Market. And confirm. All right, you ready? Here we go. Listen closely. Buy one covered call. ExxonMobil. That means I'm buying the stock and I'm selling the 108 call option against the position. Okay, it may look that way, but no. Buying a covered call means I'm buying the stock, I'm selling the option against it. Okay, there's my profit, 223, and it's costing me 10 grand. Okay, so yeah, it looks one way. That's why I tell you, read it out loud. Okay, let's get rid of this. Go back to here. You see? Okay, covered, sell, 1 XOM 14 March 25. That's next Friday. The 108 call at the market to open. Buy 100 XOM, ExxonMobil, stock at the market. Okay? Read it slowly. Most people lose money by hitting the wrong button, selling instead of buying, buying instead of selling. Okay? That's why I always tell people, if you're new, if you're just getting started, try a paper trading account. Okay, look down here. Okay, look down below. right there, okay? This one is a paper trading account. I still paper trade. I've been trading for over 20 years, but I still paper trade because I still need to practice, okay? Steph Curry, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, they all practiced every single day. Larry Bird, can't forget the Birdman. They practice every single day, okay? Real account, paper trading, okay? I still paper trade because I want to make sure anytime I find a strategy I want to trade or I want to try, I paper trade first. Now here you're seeing only one strategy. Well, I give away one. So if I'm giving away this one, which makes about 50% per year, if you do it right, simple, safe, predictable, consistent, 1% per week is over 50% per year. If I'm giving this away for free, what do you think I have up my sleeves, okay, that the paying customers actually pay for? It's an interesting question. I'm out of tea. Oh no. All right, let's get out of here. Let's change this back. Go over to here. Now we are right here. All right, single. All right. I want to change that. All right. All right, next question. Okay, Stephanie. I'm going to get to you in a second, Stephanie. Sam, what do you do if the trade goes the wrong way? Okay, Sam, you're under the impression that everything I touch turns to gold. Oh, hell no. Okay, I'll give you a for instance. HOG. Harley Davidson. HOG. All right, here's Harley Davidson. I'm into Harley Davidson at 35. I bought Harley Davidson at 35 a while ago. Look where it is now, 25. So what happens when the stock goes against you? Well, number one rule is never buy something you don't understand. Well, I know that Harley Davidson can fluctuate 50%. Well, if I buy it at 35, 50% is 17. Well, it's at 25. It's not even close to 17. Also, Harley Davidson is a weekly optionable stock. So even though I own it at 35, well, this week I sold the 28s. And as she's coming up, maybe next week I'll sell the 29s because I want to bring in something every single week. Now, Harley Davidson won't give me 1% this week. Maybe it will get me 0.25%. But 0.25% is still 12% per year. I'm kind of okay with that. I would prefer 1%. Now, when I first jumped into Harley Davidson, it was giving me 3%, 3%, 3%, 2%, 2%. Yeah, it wasn't until lately when the big drop was that I'm a little stuck with it. So it is what it is. But I consistently get a dividend every 90 days, and I consistently get a premium every 7 days. Okay, may not be a full 1% this week, but the consistency, and you do that consistency every single week. All right, so that's what happens if the stock goes down. Where's the risk? The risk is if I sell, okay, right now it's at 25.46. If I sell at 26 for next week and it goes higher, there's my risk. I could lose it at 26 when I own it at 35. See, where I jumped in at 35 is never, ever going to change. What is going to change is the current price. Okay, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's all they do. Eventually, this will come back up and I will eventually get rid of it. Or maybe, perhaps, it may never, ever get back to 35. And that's a risk you got to take. But here's the thing. They keep increasing their dividends every year. They keep paying premiums every 7 days, every Monday. So I collect a premium every Monday. Anyway, let's keep on going. So hopefully that answers your question. Stephanie wants to take a look at Macy's. I have some Macy's. I forget what I have Macy's at, but I think I have it in like 3 or 4 different accounts, so all different numbers. Okay, Macy's at this moment in time, here's our high, 22. Here's our bottom, 13. That is almost a 50% drop. Almost. Okay? Up, down, sideways, down, sideways, down. Right here, 13.22, where we're at now. Okay, so we now have an official new 30-day bottom for Macy's. Now, Macy's has been in business for over 100 years. You cannot buy name recognition like Macy's. They spent over 100 years creating a brand, creating a name. Okay, so it has value. Now, from what I understand, they are closing a bunch of stores due to the previous administration not wanting to prosecute theft under $900. So you can walk into any store, steal $900 worth of stuff, leave, and not get prosecuted. Okay, fun, but now that is over, so let's see what happens. Let's see what shakes loose. Bring in some more police, bring in some more legal stuff. Actually prosecute people who steal stuff. Okay? Anyway, let's keep on progressing. A year ago, 2025. The high of the year was in the middle of March last year at 2210. Well, look at the last 90 days. Right there. Here's your last 90 days. Remember, it shouldn't take you long. It shouldn't. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at the movement. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Yep. It's at a new bottom of the year. You should be excited about this because you make your most money buying low and selling high. You can't get any lower than the low of the year, and that was today. Okay? Is she going to go up tomorrow? We don't know. We'll find out tomorrow. All right. Let's keep on going. Okay, so Stephanie's in at 1512. Last 30 days, right there. 1512 is right about there. All right, so it's probably safe to say the option that you sold is going to expire worthless. Now you have a choice. What do I sell next week? Okay, you're in at 1514. Okay, and right now it's at 1322. And you don't know, is it going to be higher tomorrow, the next week, and so on and so forth. So I'm in the same boat that you're in. Now, I'll probably be selling the 1450s or the 15s. Okay, that's what I'm going to do, because I'm into it at 16, which is not even on this chart. It happens. Not everything I turn touches the gold, but I do have to admit, I have 0 losses so far this year. 0, not a single loss yet. Okay, so I got 7 accounts. That's pretty good. I did get a margin call today. I don't know who got a margin call. I got one. All right, so here's the high. Here's the low. Now, Macy's is something I look at every single week. And the reason being, because Macy's consistently gives me a nice premium every week. Look at the premium at the moment. Right now it's at $13.29. Okay, the 1350s are going for 27 cents. That's 2%. Okay, how do you figure out your percentage? Well, that's easy. The current price, $13.29. Okay, what is 1% of listen closely. What is 1% of 13.29? It's 13. You take the decimal point and you just move it over 2 places. That's it. Okay? 1% of 13.29 is 13. 13 cents. That's 1%. But look what you're grabbing. Right here, the 1350s, 27. That's 2%. And if you buy it at $13.29 and it does hit $13.50, you get the difference between $13.29 and $13.50, which is an additional 21 cents. So you take that 21 cents and you add it to this 27 cents. Now you're walking away with 48 cents. Well, 48 cents a share on a $13 stock is just a little bit less than 4% for 1 week if it hits 13.50. Jumping in today. Not where you and I are in, because you and I are in, I'm in 16, you're in at 15.21. Okay, fine. Now, I'm still making 1 or 2% off of Macy's every week. No intention of selling it whatsoever. As a matter of fact, if I have some money available, I'll probably buy some more Macy's because I just like the way it works. Now, if I get 2% every week on a $13 stock, why the hell not? All right, let's keep on keeping on. Stephanie, you're welcome. Okay, makes sense now. You're welcome. Who do you pay trade with? Pamela, who do I trade with? Oh, think or swim. Think or swim. Okay, think or swim. And that is owned by Charles Schwab. That's who I trade with. And I also have Robinhood. I got 7 accounts. So yeah, Thinkorswim and Robinhood. Got it. Thank you. Perfect answer. Glad you like it. Free speech and other stuff. On your Harley Davidson trade, do you sell puts to collect premiums? And if you get assigned, you will dollar cost average down, or do you just get more shares when the stock goes down? Okay, free speech and more. I'm going to tell you exactly what I tell everyone else when somebody asks me a question such as that. Always, always, always a numbers game. How much money do I have available? How much do I already have invested in Harley Davidson? Because I cap it off at a certain stock. Okay, I don't want to put more than 50,000 in any position. Okay, so I'll take a look at Harley Davidson. How much money do I have in it? How much more can I put into it until I hit my threshold? You got to have rules somewhere. Okay, if the stock keeps going down, 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 you can't put all your money into it hoping to dollar cost average and get a good price. It's always a numbers game. Where is the best place, the best and safest place to put my money this week to help me reach my goals? My goal is 1% per week. So if I have $100,000 in this account, my goal is $1,000 a week. If I have $2,000 in this account, my goal would be $2,000 a week. It's a one that I'm looking for. If it's a $5,000 account, I'm looking to get 50 bucks. It all depends on where my what my numbers are. Okay, it's always a numbers game. All right. Alrighty then. Next. I don't think I was buying pretty low. Okay. Oh, good. That is what I thought. Roll down to 14.50. Do you just let your current call expire worthless and pick a new one on Monday? Exactly. Stephanie, you haven't been here long and you got it. It wasn't that difficult, right? Okay, you bought it at 15.12, which is, well, not this one, Macy's. 15.12, it's going down a little bit, so you go for the 14.50s. It's far enough away where you're bringing in some money, but you're not at risk of losing. But keep your eye on it every day. And all you have to do is just open it up. You go. It's simple. Watch how quick it is. Oh, it's at 13.22. I know I got it at 14.12. Well, now it's at 13.22 and it's coming down. That's it. How much time do you want to sit and look at it? The numbers aren't going to change the more you look at it. Okay, you know where you jumped in. You jumped in at 14.12 and it's at 13.22. Okay, fine. I'm just going to let that option expire. Next Monday, I'll take a look at what the numbers look like. What's the best trade for me? Okay, so the, what was it, the 14? Yeah, that ain't worth it, but the 13.50, 27. The 14s are going for 13 to 16. I would go with the 14s. It's further away, but you're still getting you 1%. But keep an eye. What's the movement looking like? I'm 61. I have no desire to go back to work. I have no desire to punch a time clock. Now, the interesting thing about being retired, I'm still working every day. I'm just not getting paid. I go to my mother's house and I do work at my mother's house. I go to my son's house. I do work over there. Okay? I do work at my own place. And I keep working, but I'm not getting paid. So retirement is kind of nice because I can sleep as late as I want. Don't get me wrong. I only sleep until 9. The sun's up, I'm up. It was just the way I was raised, you know. The sun's up. The sun's up with you. Up ear 1, up ear 2. I don't know if anyone knows that one. I had kids. I used to read them books every night. Up ear 1, up ear 2. Great date for up. Every pig pop and pop. Yep. Anyway, let's keep on going. So that's Macy's. I like it. I own it. So what's next? All right. Thanks. You're welcome. ExxonMobil. Oh, Coco wants to take a look at Spider. Paul just arrived. Really want to understand the mechanics of how you execute trades. Oh, Paul, I just pressed some buttons. Laurie wants to take a look at BA. Isn't that Boeing? BA? Hold on, we'll get to it. Oh, man. I'm not used to talking so much. My throat is not used to talking all day long. All right. Coco, I really don't want to go over to Spider, but I don't want you to think that I'm not going to at least answer your question. Okay, now when I say certain stocks are just no, so it's not good enough for some people. They need to see something more. All right, so I'm going to quickly show you Spiders, SPY. And then hopefully you're going to understand why I don't like it. If you like it, perfect. If it's working for you, perfect. I'm just going to show you why it doesn't work for me. Okay? Now, Spiders, I can go all the way back into the 80s if I want, but I'm only going to go back 2 decades, 20 years. And that would be 2005. The main thing I'm looking for, and I want you to understand this, the main thing I'm looking for, are you ready? You can write this down if you want. Not hugely important. It should be the top of your head. Okay? Main thing I'm looking for. Consistency of profitability. That's it. Consistency of profitability. Is the company profitable every single year? Okay? Is my money going someplace safe and secure, and is it growing predictably every single year? Well, with Spider, it's not. Let me show you the numbers. 2005 is 20 years ago. 47. I'm going to read the numbers, okay? 47, 49, 52, 67. Well, those 4 sound great. But look at the next one. From 67 to 52. Am I reading that right? 67, and it drops to 52. That's going backwards. Now, I always thought if you're more profitable, the number should get higher, not lower. Okay? 47, 49, 52, 67, 52. That's backwards. No, thank you. But hold on, it gets worse. 52, 56, 58, 79, 55. Backwards again. 66, 72, 78, 64. Backwards. 67, 69, 72, 56. Backwards. 52. Backwards. 51. Backwards. Do you see where I'm getting? Every single time they get lower, higher, lower, higher, low. It's not consistently profitable. Consistently profitable is like going uphill, climbing a mountain, one step above the other. All right? Spider. But hold on. Spider actually gets worse. Believe it or not, you're new here, so let's see how much worse it can actually get. All right, for that, I'm going to go over to the summary. The summary is going to give me some actual real numbers on Spider. Okay? Oops. Okay. SPDR. Spiders. ETF Trust. SPY. That's the ticker symbol right there. Okay, down here, you're going to find all kinds of nifty little numbers. Well, let's check them out. But there's one in particular that's more important than all the others. And that is this one right here. The yield. The yield is basically how much money am I putting in? How much of a profit am I getting? Okay? 1.19%. 1.19%, not for the week, not for the month, not for the quarter, for the year. Do you understand 1.19% for the year? There are CDs, there are savings accounts that pay better than this. Okay? You give the money to the federal government. They pay 5% per year, and it's guaranteed. Okay, this is not guaranteed. You're putting your money into Spider, SPY, and it's paying 1.19%. You can put it in the U.S. Treasury bills and get 5%. You're just cheating yourself. But I'm not even going to bother. It's a no. Okay, no. Gift arrived. Okay. Laurie, B.A. All right. Boeing. We're going to say no to Boeing for this week, only because look what she's doing. Okay, 30-day high right there. She's dropping, looking for a new bottom. It looks like we did it on Tuesday. Okay, Wednesday was higher. Today was lower. So yesterday could be just an anomaly. Okay, I like 2 to 3 days to the upside. Well, right here, it doesn't make me all warm and fuzzy. It is 2 days higher than the bottom. But when today pulled back, no, it made me a little uncomfortable. I want a better turn before I jump in. Okay? That's Boeing. Now, we have a couple on the list here that I want to take a look at. SoFi we looked at, that was a no. CLS, I have no idea what CLS is. CLS. Didn't we already take a look at CLS? Wasn't that a no? CLS. I'm pretty sure it was a no. It was. No dividends. Okay, see here, forward dividend, EX dividend date, nothing. Yeah, no. No. QBTS. Didn't we already say no to QBTS? QBTS. Yeah, this is the one that was at $1. Yeah, no. Stanley Black & Decker is a monthly. However, Kohl's, I got a couple of people asking about Kohl's. Okay. Very simple. Here's the 1 year high, low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at the movement. Okay, we're at $30 a year ago. Now we're down to 11. 30 to 11. That is a 66% decrease. Well, that's a big decrease. Is it at the bottom? No, the bottom was a couple of days ago. Well, I want to take a better look at that one. Now, it's currently at 11.29. Well, the 11.50 is going for 71 cents. That's more than 6%. Well, 6% is a nice number. Well, let's take a look. Does it make sense? A year ago, we're at 27. We jumped up to the top of the year, 29.60. Well, the last 90 days, same thing. Okay, here's your high, here's your low. Look at the movement. Down. Not down, but down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Still the same thing, down. Okay? However, 129, it looks kind of inviting. So I want to take a look at the last 30 days, and that would be right there. Okay? Look at that. Same thing. 30-day high, 30-day bottom, 2 days to the upside. You can't ignore that. There it is. 3 days ago, Tuesday was the 30-day bottom. Wednesday was higher. Thursday was higher. Is this the bottom right there? Or can she go lower? Well, she can. I would like to see what she opens up tomorrow morning, and there's a possibility of jumping in at 11.50. Okay, the 11.50 is going for 71. I would prefer the 11s. It's a safer trade. Maybe even the 1050s. That's even safer. This thing hasn't seen 1050 in over a year. Well, that works for me. It's always going to be a numbers game, and it's always going to be where is the best place to put your money at this point in time so that you feel safe, you feel secure, and you're still having your money work. Now, you don't have to shoot for that 1% a week. You can go for a 0.5%. A 0.5% is still 24% for the year, 25% for the year. Does it make sense? That's your takeaway. Does it make sense? Is it something you can see yourself doing? Is this a company you would like to own and hold on to? Okay, there's a lot of information out there that you need to know. I always tell people, practice, practice, practice. You'll get there. All right, so we are 11:21. I'm not going to look at any more stocks. I'm just going to answer questions. I do answer each and every single question. All right, so I'm glad you guys only asked them once today. All right, Laurie, we did that one. Rizzo, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Vigs, you have to come back next time to look at PLTR, but I can tell you right now it's going to be a no. PLTR, too new of a company, number one. Number two, I don't think they have dividends. Why would I want to jump into a company that doesn't share their profits? That's the way I look at it. Oh, damn, you're absolutely right. Education is key. All right, Paul, what does premium mean? All right, now, Paul, I'm going to make the assumption you're here. The picture you're using looks like you're old enough to drive a car and own a house. A premium is what you pay for your insurance. That's all a stock option is. It's an insurance policy. Okay? So if you have a car, you're paying an insurance to ensure that you don't mess something up. So in case something goes wrong, you are covered. Same thing with the stock market. A premium is something you pay, and if you're at the other end of it, you can sell, and somebody pays you the premium. So you are selling them an insurance policy that they have the right to buy the stock from you at a certain price by a certain date. And they're paying you a premium because each and every contract has to have four items in it in order for it to be a valid, legal, binding contract. Number one, there has to be a beginning date. 2, an ending date. 3, consideration. That is money. Okay, you have to pay or someone has to pay you. And 4, meeting of the minds. That means you both have to have some type of agreement. Well, the type of agreement here is you're going to buy a stock at a certain price by a certain date, and this is the amount of money you're going to pay for it. That's it. You have the right to buy at a certain price by a certain date. The longer the time frame, the more the premium is going to be. K-View looks good at 1%. Okay, Ben, I'm going to write that down for next time. Where do you find that list? Kyle, hold for 1 second. I'm going to write K-View down. K-V-U-E. We've looked at that one before. Kyle, where do you find that list? Google. It's actually that simple. Google. You go into Google search, Dividend Kings List 2025. Dividend Aristocrats List 2025. Dividend Champions, Dividend Contenders, Warren Buffett's 2025, the list. Dawson Creek, VBK. I'll write that one down. We'll take a look at that one next time. VBK. I just pressed the button. That silver guy. I just pressed the buttons too. Are you from Boston? Yes, I am. Mark the Realtor wants to take a look at BAC, Bank of America. And hell no to Bank of America. Look, the high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Yeah. Bank of America is one of those ones we'll keep our eye on because she's in a free fall at the moment. Now, the company's over 100 years old. They have so much life insurance on all of their employees. The numbers are just freaking crazy. There's a website called Boli Coli, Bolicoli. What that shows is what companies and what banks have the most life insurance policies. Now, what is that for? Cash flow, brothers, cash flow. If you understand what it is, Bank of America owns the most. Okay, so it's coming down right now. We're going to look for a bottom. She will turn around. She will go back up eventually. Just keep your eye on it. Wait, question about conversation yesterday. You said you'd make a covered call on Mara, but they don't have a dividend. Well, you're absolutely right. They don't have a dividend. There's a lot of stocks that I trade that aren't on my personal list. Okay, I have a personal list. I also have access to Warren Buffett's stock list, and his rules aren't the same as mine. But I have this theory. If it's good enough for old Warren, it's good enough for me. So yeah, you're right. Mara does not have dividends. But it all depends on where did I get that tip. Got it? You understand now? All righty. Glad to hear it. All right. Antoine, great strategy. I hope you don't mind me copying good retirement plan. Well, that's exactly what I'm here for. Ooh, unknown company. I'm from India. Namaste. Kohl's earnings in 4 days. Sam, you're absolutely right. Now, I've had Kohl's for months. Okay, so I have no idea how my position is going to be affected by the earnings, okay, and by the how the market maker is going to react to that. But we'll find out. Oh, here we got a question here. Mark the Realtor. What do I like about Riley? Do you believe it's a strong company long term? Nope. Riley's a relatively new company. Why and how I got entangled with it, I don't really know. I think it's one of my investors that says we want to do Riley, and then we jumped in on it, and it was just consistently profitable each and every day. Not the company itself, the trading of the stocks, because it just goes up, down, up, down, up, down. It stays within a range. RILY. Do you see that right there? Well, that doesn't look that great, but this does. Okay. See, Riley was up at $40 at one point in time. Now it's down here in the $5 area. And look at this. From last August to now, it's just staying in this little tight range. And we've been trading it every week. As soon as it breaks out and gets out of that range, we'll stop playing with it. Because I like a new toy to play with in the sandbox. But as soon as, the toy's no fun anymore. Do you remember the Mazda Miata when the Mazda Miata came out? It was a cheap car. Everybody had one because they were cheap and they were fun and they were economical. Well, lo and behold, a couple of years later, Mazda said, you know what? Let's jack the price up on this baby because everybody likes it. Didn't change anything. It's the same car, but they just doubled the price on it because everybody liked it. Well, look at this one. $40, and then she dropped down to $5. From 40 to 5, that's almost, I don't know, 90%, 80%? I don't know, but that's a big ass drop. Oh, X, how do I find out Warren Buffett's stocks? Well, that's an easy one. Here we are at Google. Let me put this away. Oh, come on. I'm having issues with the internet. This is not good. I have a firm belief. This is a firm belief of mine. You ready? Some of you are going to like this, and some of you are not going to like it. Okay, here's my firm belief. If it ain't broke, leave it alone. If it's working fine, don't mess with it. But no, these companies, they want to suck all the money out of us by updating, upgrading, and eliminating. You like that? Updating, upgrading, and eliminating. I love Windows 95. It worked nicely. Windows 97 and 98 weren't as good. But you can't use Windows 95 anymore. And then I had to buy a new phone again because of the upgrades. My phone that I had for 6 years was working perfectly fine. Now I have to get another one. Did I want to buy another one? No, I didn't want to buy another one. The last one worked, but I'd be using the rotary phone if they'd quit doing that shit. If it's working, leave it alone. There's no reason whatsoever to update and eliminate all the old stuff. If it works, keep it. Anyway, yeah, so I have no go. So to find Warren Buffett's list, you go to Google. In the Google search or the Bing search, whatever search engine you use, Warren Buffett's stock list 2025. Hit enter and it'll give you the information. All righty, we're past 11:30. That means it's time for me to go. You guys have a great day, and we will see you again tomorrow. No, tomorrow's Friday. I take Friday and Saturday off, so we'll see you again Sunday night. It makes them more money for you to upgrade. Yeah, John, I understand it makes them more money for me to upgrade. It does nothing but piss me off, okay? Now, someplace in storage, I took out the hard drives, my Windows 95, my Windows 97 computer. I have it somewhere because the stuff on there I want to keep. Great day, John. Good night, good night, good night. Good night. Sleep tight and pleasant dreams to you with a wish and a prayer that all your dreams come true. But now, until we meet